They're coming up today. So I brought their piece of trim out here. You can see, if you recall, there was a hole here, or a big puncher. You can see, it looks so much nicer. So they're coming up to work on this. I imagine my videos are going to be a little clippy because I do have chores today. So this video may be short, is what I'm saying. But they are coming up to work, and I will try to take a few videos. And if nothing else, I can get a couple from him. Plus, I do believe we have some footage of this being taken care of. So, all right.
ShopDog approved video. Today, we're going to try to get the rear window into the tailgate. We got this chrome piece back from Finishing Touch, and they did a great job pulling the ding out as well as polishing this piece of stainless steel trim. This goes on the back of the tailgate across the top, and we've attached that new rubber sweep. Here we'll have to trim it and get it screwed in. On the tailgate itself, we need to do a little bit of cleaning on the inside. If you take a look on the inside, you see all the crud and everything that's in here, so it's pretty disgusting. We'll get in here with a vacuum and get this cleaned out. And then when we look at the tracks, one of these big windows has got 2 tracks. These are all gooed up with old grease, and they're just kind of nasty. So we'll get these cleaned up as well, get these prepared to go into the car later today. So more to come as we make some more progress on today's update. All right, ShopDog had the cone on for a little bit because he's been chewing his leg. He got that chewed up apparently yesterday, maybe on the fence or something outside. Nobody really knows. So after pulling out all of the insides here and getting it all cleaned out, we vacuumed everything out. We got these little rollers cleaned up. We got the tracks all cleaned up. We struggled to locate our original bolt, and we've been pretty good about bagging everything and making sure that it's attached. And so we found some backup screws, and then Pixie found the original screws sitting on the workbench. They've probably been there for 2 months. Just waiting for us to put all this back in. So we're ready now to put the glass in. We're going to test fit it a little bit, see how it fits, and if it all goes well, we'll put this piece of chrome stainless steel trim back in, and then get the panels back on the top here to seal all this up, and we might call this tailgate done for the day. Okay, with neighbor Jeff's muscle and help, looks like we got the window in. Pixie's underneath. She's holding the window crank. And we're going to take this in and out and get the glass cleaned up a little bit and make sure that it moves right and smoothly. And then we'll button up the rest of this rear glass and tailgate. Pixie, you want to give it a shot? Look at that. It's rolling out.
It doesn't want to roll back.
Okay, well, we'll come back to it. Give us the intro.
Well, after 3 to 6 months, we finally got the window going up, and it seals really good.
Yeah, summer happens, and
so congrats to Cheryl and Kevin for getting it up in 6-7 months.
Let's see if it actually works. That window's going up. Little tight.
Because of the curved glass.
Maybe because you have a beer in your hand. Look at that.
Sure would be after this.
Nice. All right, well, there it is. Oh, yeah, that's right. So put in all of the stainless steel trim. That looks really, really nice. This seals up here real well. Thanks to the people at Steel Rubber. Wonderful, wonderful stuff that we got from them to make that seal. And I think we're going to trim out some of the interior pieces that we took out to get to the glass itself. I think we're going to call the tailgate done. All right. I am back from my chores, and I have been told that there's a window in this, and that everything looks good, and that some people shot some footage.
Panels on.
Yeah.
And we're haggling with this last panel.
Oh, yeah, because it's got that piano spring on it.
Spring in it.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching Dingbat the dog. Old ShopDog tore up his leg again. You know how greyhounds are. 3,000 miles an hour and they're not looking. So let me come around to this side. See how this is going. All right. Yeah. Well, how many monkeys does it take to put a couple screws in?
A whole bunch of monkeys.
Still, it's great to have that glass in. It's the safest place for it.
Final test. Got all the components in. Look at that. That works. Oh, that all works. This is all in. And we've determined that the tightness that we're getting here is because of the new rubber on the sides. We fought with it a little bit, both in terms of the tracks, moving the tracks around, and then adjusting the window this way. And the best we can get is where we're at now, and it gets a little tight when we get to about here.
Have you considered putting a little lithium in here?
Haven't checked.
Or Sil Glide?
Have not yet.
Because I bet a little Sil Glide would go a long way. You just don't want to get it on the glass because you'll never clean the glass.
You'll never get it off. Yeah, we think, oh, in fact, yeah, I can tell you right there.
Yeah, it's right here. So that's where you're working.
Cheryl, did you see this?
Yeah, oh, it's on video. Well, I fixed it now, but a little Sil Glide will go a long way.
It all got twisted in. Well, Sil Glide is it. We'll get some. There you go.
We can get some. There's some on the shelf.
Is there some on the shelf?
Oh, of course there
Put
is.
it on. So there you go. We got a lot done today. Oh, and look at this. Isn't that nice?
It is beautiful. I can't believe how well that came out.
And that's actually a piece that'll help hold the glass in as well. With the lip and with this rubber seal here, it keeps the glass from tipping out and over.
But, no, yeah, that looked great. See what we got going on here. Should just be one strap. Oh my God, I'm not gonna have a socket that deep. We're gonna be doing that with a wrench. But yeah, that should be the only thing holding her up. That, she's definitely got a little interference here. But yeah, luckily we already drained her, so that'll help. If you're recording, sometimes you have to modify things. So we took a cheap socket, hammered it into another cheap socket because this is too long. So now we turn it a little bit until it starts to get a little stiff. Drive it in, clean the threads. So if you just power on that, you're absolutely guaranteed to snap this. And we don't know if this rod's available. So let's not snap it. Yeah, what does that sound? Okay, give her a little can't get in there perfectly. I'm gonna get a little more WD. Keeping things loose, yeah. Well, that also, gotta lubricate stuff. All right, and right there. You can see it just keeps pushing all that down. At this point, I'm starting to think that maybe the wisest thing we could do, at least for part of the way, is run a thread chaser up it. The problem is going to be we're really close to here, so let me go get a 3/8/16 thread chaser. I got the right one. Oh boy, I did. All right, so I'm going to go get a socket. And what a thread chaser does, as opposed to an actual die, is it doesn't cut threads. The inside of the chaser is just a rolled shape with some clean out windows, and that's all that's doing. So, making sure I got the right thing. So, we don't have to do this, but that's a long bolt, and I don't want to be here all night. So let me grab a ratchet.
Neither do the rest of us.
Yeah, we just want to see if this tank is any good, or if we're doing something custom. That's really where we're at. It's gonna be a problem. Oh.
Gravity?
Yeah. Well, I should probably just go grab a speed wrench. This will do the job. And I know you're thinking, well, you could just use a power drill or an air drill. But really, I want to feel anything that gets real sticky. So you can see right here, see how much cleaner those threads are compared to what's above it? But what it's doing is it's pushing all that dirt in front of it. So in a little while, I'll back it back down and we'll take a rag and wipe all that dirt off. There should be a nice pile of it. See, it's all right there. So grab one of these rags. Wipe a bunch of that off. We're just at a point where we're fighting that. We don't want to break this. We don't know what it looks like. And we don't know if we can get one. And it's not quite a speed wrench, but this is a neat technique with these. If you put that off axis underneath, you can usually get her spin it. So it's not quite a speed wrench, but it's acting like one. And yet when I need it, I still get the leverage. And then, which we knew was going to be a case. Can't reach it, but that's okay. It's the same size. So changed over to our modified. And then because I don't want this to become a jam nut, I just keep watching. See, they're apart, so they're not being jammed, but I'm driving them both to try to clean that same bit of thread. Okay, so now, let me drop this one down ever so slightly. Get in here and wipe this off. And that should give us a nice clear path for the whole job. Wipe her down. But it is so much easier to take your time and think of a creative way to solve a problem than it is to break everything and have to start all over. It worked nice. Because look at that.
Nice and clean.
Because we cleaned it, you can see the little bit that's still in the nut itself that's being pushed. Because this nut is not getting reused. You know, they're 20 cents. We'll spring for one.
A new bolt?
Yeah, new bolt.
A new nut.
Yeah, 3/8/16. There's a whole box of them over there. You can have one. Look at this little rock down here.
So this would never happen on a Minnesota car?
No, we would have just cut this. If this was a Minnesota car, we would have already cut it. No point. Also, we would have already known we weren't reusing this gas tank.
Yeah, it'd be rotted out.
Yeah, that would not happen. Look how gross that is. And then, instead of fighting your socket, if you can, ooh, that's a good, nice and warm. So there. So we got that out. And you can see all the boogers up there. That's just a little bit of light rust. I mean, honestly, this is in great shape. A local car wouldn't look that nice. Now, we need to move our tools too. The only thing holding this gas tank up now is the fact that that strap does not feel like moving.
It's a little bit of friction.
Now that angle that it's at.
Yep.
So I'm going to grab a little hook and we're going to smack it. And then I'm going to take the baby smacker. And see, we're starting to make a little bit of a line, but that is going to be rusted in. So we got to just keep kind of yanking and pulling until it wants to move. And I could do something bigger, but I don't really, at this point, want to risk breaking this strap, because it's another thing I don't think we're going to get. I don't know where we would get a strap. Oh, gas tank. Got it. So, gas tank sorted. Okay, a little bent hook out.
Are we gonna cut this fuel pump? Do we need to pull it over?
Oh, this
Yeah.
filter? I don't care about this filter. Well, that's not supposed to hang up anyway. We're hanging on the exhaust. But we'll just cut that. I don't care about it. Okay. With a little bit of fight, tank is down. We did have to drop the exhaust to get it out of the way. But one thing we noticed, there's no body work in there. There's not a lot of rust. Everything looks really, really nice. So that makes us feel better. Yeah, see, you just see a little scale, which that was there the day the car was made. So no, this is really looking good. Yeah, we had found that this wire here for the fuel sender was pinched up in here in the rod. So there's the pinch right there. So at some point, that was going to stop working. So when we route it, we will do a better job. So, yeah, look at that. Yeah, and that was the ground, which would not come off even though it's supposed to. So we just cut it. We'll make a new ground. There's the fuel access. Tank itself looks great. What kills me is how, oh my God, it looks so similar to a standard tank until you get to here. That there to clear the tire. So we're kind of hoping this cleans up real good, because there's not a lot of options out there for us. And we're probably going to have to modify it and get a pump in there, because, you know, external pumps are always a nightmare. But I think there's a solution here. Not going to have to worry about baffling too much, I don't think. I don't think that's going to be an issue, because all the fuel will be in the bottom anyway. So if we can just get a pump on a rod, you know, we'll find a nice flat spot for where we bring it out. You know, we got to figure out exactly where our feeds are going to be. Probably off there. So we'll do it kind of Ford style, and then just have a nice long rod coming down. And we will try to use a factory fuel level sender if we can even get one, or if we can rebuild this one, because I don't know what else we're going to do. I don't know any floats this tall. So, all right, there's the fuel tank. This is going to be the conclusion of whatever I wind up editing from footage from a couple different phones. So this should be fun, because that is out of my skill set. So that is the Pontiac for this week. Gas tank's out. The back window is built back up, and it works, and everybody's happy. And we did put a little silicone in those corners, and once it's gone up and down a few times, you know, they can wipe off the excess. But yeah, that looks pretty good.